Look at the sheer physical force required at this level. To stand out in a summer tournament, a striker pushes their body to absolute limits, sprinting through heavy heat and hacking defenders for weeks on end. And this is what they put their bodies on the line for: the Golden Boot, the ultimate proof of individual scoring supremacy. But the math for winning this award is shifting. The 2026 World Cup expands the field to 48 teams, introducing a brand new round of 32. Teams making a deep run will now play 8 matches instead of the traditional 7. From 1998 to 2022, exactly 6 goals has been the magic number to win. But projected out for 2026, that extra match pushes the mathematical ceiling higher. The winning threshold will likely jump to 7 or 8 goals. Picking the winner is a calculated equation. You must balance shot volume, penalty duties, and how deep a squad projects to go. The first variable in this equation is team longevity. If you back a striker on an elite, title-contending squad, you buy a ticket to 6, 7, or 8 games of scoring opportunities. On the flip side, you have group stage stat padding. This is where a team's entire offensive game plan runs through one focal point striker. They might get knocked out in the round of 32, but they could drop a hat trick on a weaker opponent in the opening week. A lot of casual fans and fantasy players ignore these structural realities. They draft a household name based purely on reputation, completely ignoring the math of their tournament path. To optimize your roster, we are sorting the top 10 contenders into distinct tactical archetypes. Match your picks for betting ROI, your fantasy lineup, or your fan bracket. This quadrant chart maps out our contenders based on 2 key metrics. The x-axis tracks how dependent a player is for their team's goals, and the y-axis tracks how many matches their team is expected to play. Up here in the high match, moderate dependency zone, we have our first category, the prime system finishers. England's Harry Kane fits perfectly here. He is the primary penalty taker for a heavy tournament favorite, practically locked in for a deep run. Then there is Kylian Mbappe. He is in his absolute physical prime, getting elite service from a stacked supporting cast. The math works heavily in their favor. Because their nations are highly likely to reach the semifinals, these players maximize their total minutes on the pitch. More minutes equals more chances. But there is a trade-off. Opponents will throw double teams at them, which opens up space for their elite teammates to score instead. Their total goals might get cannibalized by guys like Ousmane Dembele or Michael Olise. You will pay a premium draft cost to get a prime system finisher. But if you want the safest possible floor for your investment, this is your zone. Moving to the high dependency, lower expected matches quadrant, we find category 2, the lone wolves. Erling Haaland is the ultimate example. Norway is a solid mid-tier team, but all their attacking play is designed to end at his feet. For bettors, the upside is massive. These players take every shot, take every penalty, and every dangerous free kick. Against a weaker opponent in the group stage, they have the volume to score 3 or 4 goals in a single afternoon. The problem is the structural ceiling. Mid-tier nations face a steep uphill climb to survive past the round of 32. An early exit creates a hard mathematical cap on their scoring chances. Drafting a lone wolf is a high-variance gamble. You are betting they will completely dominate their opening 3 matches to offset an early flight home. That brings us to our third category, sitting right in the volatile middle of our projections, the swan song icons. Lionel Messi is returning to defend Argentina's title. He controls all the set-piece duties and has an extreme emotional drive to perform on this stage. And Cristiano Ronaldo, even at age 41, still demands to be the focal point of Portugal's attack, refusing to step aside. But we have to look at the harsh physiological reality. A grueling North American summer schedule with intense heat and cross-continental travel imposes strict limits on aging muscles. Managers know this. They are highly likely to rest these veterans during low-stakes group games or sub them off early to preserve their legs. That directly destroys their goal-scoring minutes. If you are drafting on loyalty, these are essential picks. But if you are focused purely on return on investment, be careful. These icons represent a dangerous nostalgia trap. Our final category is where you find the massive differential upside, the high-ceiling breakouts, energetic, heavily underscouted talents stepping onto the global stage. Take Folarin Balogun. He has explosive pace that can punish tired defensive legs late in games, backed by the momentum of a host nation. Players like Balogun, Julian Alvarez, or Can Uzun offer incredible fantasy value. Because they aren't established global superstars yet, their initial draft cost or betting odds are a fraction of the big names. The risk here is experience and hierarchy. Young breakouts lack deep tournament experience and often share minutes with established veterans on their own squads. You might draft a breakout star only to watch the substitute board light up with their number in a tense, scoreless game because the manager trusts a veteran to finish the job. Still, if you are willing to embrace uncertainty, these breakouts are the ultimate sleeper investments to give you a massive competitive edge in your league. This visual flowchart asks you to clearly define your golden boot strategy before making a move. If you are a low-risk optimizer, follow the safe floor path to players like Kane and Mbappe. The probability here is sound. You are backing prime-age athletes projected for 7 or 8 matches who take their team's penalty kicks. If you follow your heart as a pure fan, you take the nostalgia trap path to Messi and Ronaldo. Just proceed with extreme caution. You have to factor in strict minutes restrictions and rest days that will limit their time on the pitch. Finally, if you want a massive differential, you take the sleeper value path toward the breakouts and group stage bullies. This path demands close attention to tactical usage rates and squad rotation, but hitting on a lesser-known player here delivers massive group stage returns. Pure talent puts a player on the pitch, but their system, stamina, and tournament schedule dictate who actually wins the Golden Boot. Before the opening whistle blows, you need to lock in your strategy. Decide if your goal is fandom, fantasy dominance, or financial return. Because when the dust settles in North America, only one player is walking away with this. In a 48-team tournament, raw scoring ability isn't enough. Context is the only true kingmaker.